Hey, welcome to another free plugin Friday. So today we are looking at the OB-Xd by DiscoDSP. So after watching Stranger Things, as probably many of you, I got really into analog style synths, and I was looking basically for a synth that did the Oberheim OB-X kind of thing, and came across this. Had a couple of good reviews, and it was free. So I downloaded it. It's in 64-bit and 32-bit, which suits me because I run a 64-bit system. So I'm just going to show you how this works, give you some sounds. It comes with a hell lot of presets. You can do a lot of things. I've put together a track, which I'll show you at the end, where all the sounds, including the drums, are from this plugin. It's a pretty powerful plugin and has a really cool sound. So I'll just go back to a default and we'll go through all the features to begin with. So the first section here, you've got the manual section. It's got your master volume, your master tune, your legato mode, and how many voices. You've got up to 8 voices. So either 8 voice polyphony or in unison mode, it is 8 teaching voices. I haven't used the VAM yet, but learn is great. So as you saw in that beginning bit, I was moving the cutoff. I'm doing that from my keyboard controller. So pretty much I hit learn, hit the cutoff, and then control that parameter, which is awesome. You can set it up across your MIDI controller and control all, any of the parameters, including all the switches. And clear just clears it. So your second section is your control section. Got your bends here, above the bottom. That's where you've got your pitch bend. So this section here is your unison mode. So if I play a bit of a note, that's just some saws, right? Then I've got 8 voices, like this spread. Yeah, you can hear. Didn't even get trancy stuff with that, which is cool. This section over here works with the voice section. We'll come back to that later, but yeah, this section is pretty powerful for that. And then obviously you got portamento. So yeah, and then depending on your legato modes, portamento works the same way. You don't have to use legato for portamento. It's always kind of, even triggering the portamento works. Next you got your modulation section. So you've got an LFO, sample and hold, square, and sine, and you can use them all together. And then the rate, I think it's just freeform rate. I don't think you can sync it to your score, which is the only problem thing. So basically the way it works is that's what type of LFO it is. this is if you're using it for the cutoff. Oh, you're not just a cutoff, but a frequency thing. So you've got the frequency of oscillator 1, frequency of oscillator 2, which is your cutoff. And then you got pulse width modulation. So depth again and oscillator 1 and 2. So it's, for an old style synth, you can do a bit with the modulation, but it's fairly simple. But obviously, yeah, sample and hold with frequency and stuff. You can give a quick demo. So we've got, hold, later. Like. Yeah, same with the filter. Yeah, cool sounds you can get. We'll come back to pulse width when we go through the oscillators. So the oscillator section is the main section of any analog style synth. So you've got two oscillators, both with a saw and a pulse wave. And then you've got noise oscillator here. You have step and sync, pulse width. You have brightness, which controls kind of the overall brightness of the thing. So we've got so you basically the overall sound of the oscillators. I guess bright would be kind of what they like new, and older sound would be with the bright down. I like it up. I just like the aggressiveness of it. Yeah, you've obviously got your noise oscillator, pulse, oscillation. So yeah, if you get the pulse width with this. Yeah, and like you can choose both oscillators or one of the oscillators. Now you've got your detune here, which is more like, so you've got your frequency up here, obviously, so you've got your frequency. So you have to match them by ear. There's no readouts for them, which is a bit annoying, but. Then you've got your detune here. More like a fine control. So if you go back to, say, a saw. And then you've got cross modulation here. Pitch envelope. The pitch envelope pretty much follows the filter envelope. Now it seems with the oscillators off, you still get sound with the mix-up. It's like, I think it's just a sine wave or triangle wave underneath. So if you don't want anything, then if you just want, say, noise, you just go. But so if you put the pitch envelope up. Nothing on the first oscillator, but on the second oscillator. Yeah, you get the idea. So then you can get cool stuff, turn pride up, some cross modulation. Yeah, it's basically the oscillator section. Fair, you know, a little more than, say, a Moog has, but and cool sounds. I just really like the sound of these oscillators. They definitely have that vintage vibe. I'm just going to go back, just put a sawtooth just so I can go to the filter. So you've got basically high quality mode key. So that's basically key follow. So filter changes the higher you're up, and with high resonance, then you can just use it as a oscillator source. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Obviously, cut off resonance. Envelope controls the filter envelope. You've got 12 dB, which is your stock OB-X, and then 24 dB. And you've got bandpass mode. Now this is a multi-filter, so basically a high pass there. A bandpass there. Now they seem to interact, so yeah, it's a nice sounding filter both in 24 dB and 12 dB modes. So I'll turn that back up. Okay, so next we've got the envelope section, just your standard envelope section. Got a filter envelope and a lattice envelope. I found it's clicky unless you put the release up. So I just put the release a little bit on both of them. Running it through a little bit of reverb and delay. Hear the variation there of all the, the analog difference. I don't know if you can hear this a little bit of clicking there, so I just put the release up. So yeah, your standard, loudness curve, standard filter envelope. Now here's the interesting bit, which is the voice variation. So as you can already hear, if I play saws, say, playing They are actually different because they seem to have free running oscillators. So the beginning of the wave, like on an analog oscillator, is not re-triggered each time you hit it, which is cool. But then what you can do is each of the 8 voices can be panned. So in the beginning song, I had it like this. Now you'll be able to hear this on one note. In unison, it gets really cool. So panning. And then if I do a chord, so I add a little spread from here, and you've got a bit of pitch modulation. You go. And then you also have these different things that basically the voices then can carry. So you've got, say, filter and envelope. So say we get an envelope sound. Maybe I'll go for a big long attack envelope. Here the filters kind of sounds like it's moving. So then you've got all kinds of variation there, and yeah, once you put unison on, and you've got all these, and you can get. I'm going to put on an ARP and just play with the controls and show you with the unison mode. Yeah. I'm sorry there's a bit of clipping there. There might have been a bit of clipping. Just with the unison on and stuff. So basically that's the thing. There's presets. There's a shit ton of presets. So I'll just go through them, just through some of them, then we'll listen to this song. And I'm sorry, it's a pretty long review. I just wanted to go through all the features we had in this plugin. It is a simple plugin, and you can just mess around with it, but I just love the sound of it, so thought I'd show you. So we'll go through the presets now. Okay, so we'll just go through some of the presets. So the way you open up the presets is in a bank. So if you right click, you've got skins. Oh, while I'm here, you can go through the skins. So you've got all the classic OB-X. So they're cool. They look great. And then you've got some more, I guess, modern ones. Leopardy skin. Yeah. I find this grey one work with, but pretty good one too. So yeah, cool. So I'm gonna go back to the grey skin. I know my way around it. So yeah, if you right click, you've got banks and you've got bass, brass, drums, as you can see, a few, different ones, banks. So we're just going to go through a quick few ones, and then once you're in the bank, in Cubase at least it comes up here. I think this is going to be DAW dependent. If I go acidic bass. Oh, sweet one. One I liked was this one, I think. Might have set up an arpeggiated bass. Let's go through a few. Oh yeah, I like this one too. Slap bass. Add a few notes. Lots of cool aggressive basses. Got yeah. One that's like Moog bass. Cool. Yeah, that's some of the basses. A lot of brass sounds. These are known for their brass sounds. What's going? pad there. Yeah, some more kind of sleazy sounding brass stuff. Got all your kind of, yeah. Sure if there's a preset for the Van Halen jump thing, but I'm sure you can do it. I don't know how to play jump. I'm just gonna play some chords. Yeah, cool. So you kind of get the idea there. It's lots of brass sounds. We got some synth sounds in here, so brass, even though it's in the synth section. Yeah, so the release on this sounds great. I just reckon it's great for that big dark kind of setting. I'll see that up going. Cool. Let's go to another bank. You got drums. Yeah, the drums, you know, they just sound 80s. They sound like synth drums. Cool. You don't go too much of the drums. Probably not a lot of interest. I'll put the pad back on with your keys. It's not the best synth compared to, say, the X7 or something. More realistic bell and key sounds. These cheap kind of 10 keys, it's kind of cool. So I might put the out back on again and find some bell sounds. Not a realistic piano, but a cool sound. Yeah, so you can get some cool stereo stuff with the voice variation. Yeah, so cool sounds there. You got some leads, obviously. The only thing is, it doesn't have like a, I don't know, easier way of going to it. And Cubase is a bit with its changing through kind of presets. So we've heard plenty of brass stuff. What else we got? You can still do those kind of hollow sounds. I just reckon it's better at the big fat brassy sounds. Big stuff. Yeah, so a few leads. Oops. Yeah. Okay, so I'll show you the song now. I think it's enough going through the patches and stuff. You'll be able to hear from the song how it is. I'll pull up basically, we'll listen to it, and then I'll show you each of the different sounds I've got going. So we'll do that now. Okay, so now I'm just going to take you through the song. So it's basically, I tried to go for kind of 80s synth, early synth pop, that early synth wave kind of thing, like Depeche Mode, Human League, that kind of thing, and mix that a bit with the elements of the kind of 80s film track stuff. So this is what I came up with. Everything is from the OB-X, drums, everything. So I'll just play it for you, then we'll go through it. Cool. So, other than OB-X, well, on top of OB-X, pretty much I just use EQ, bit of compression, and a couple of reverb sends and one delay send. But it's the sound of OB-X. Like, I just enhanced it with that. It's not, I didn't use any of these plugins to make up for the fact of what that sounds like. It's just kind of, your mixing techniques to enhance any sound. I'll do that with an analog synth too. So let's go through the sounds. What I'll do is I'll start off with the first section and then go through all the drums and then the main sections, the melodic sections. So notifications coming up there. Cool. So this first section, pretty much based on this preset. I think I made a few minor changes. It's just the intro. Just goes like this. So as you can hear, I'm sending that to a delay and a reverb. But basically, it's just a filter envelope. Pulls the cutoff up and then brings it back down, just on some saw waves, slightly detuned. Pretty simple, but effective. So then we have the ARP that comes out of that. This. So basically, for the ARP, it's saw and pulse octave apart, sine wave doing the pulse width, and then a CC controlling the cutoff just through the MIDI channel on 24 dB, with a little bit of envelope. So that gives that cool sound, and it goes throughout the whole song. It's using the arpeggiator in Cubase. Next to drums, because the big one is the kick that comes in here. So when the ARP comes in, you've got this thumping heartbeat sound. So basically that is based on the bass drum preset. I've changed it a little bit. Using pulse saws and syncing them. Steph as well. No pulse width modulation, and then mainly just using the envelope to create that percussive thud. So yeah, it's a basic bass drum sound, but this actually sounds pretty good for that kind of thumpy kick sound. It would be good underneath a bass drum sample, I reckon. So then we've got the snares. Together they're like this. So the first snare is this kind of pitchy attack bit. So that's basically keyed cutoff, mainly noise and pitch envelope pulse wave, and just fully envelope. The envelope does all the work. Fairly simple. It's based on the snare Z, but like I said, changed these all a little bit. So then you've got the second snare, bit more like a distorted clap kind of sound, longer envelope, and obviously fed through reverb and got a little bit of compression on it. I can show you that. It's just compression, some air, adding punch and stuff. So next we got the hats. They're all basically similar techniques, using noise and some pitch envelope, and then the filter and loudness envelope to get the actual stain and stuff. So that's the hats there. They're fairly simple. They just do that sound. And then I've got a shaker. So I based on the open hi-hat sound and then completely changed it. So it's got a slow attack there. And this other shaker, same thing. Slow attack. Now for the interesting drum sounds, we've got this one. I don't know if you call that a drum sound. I call it explosion. So basically just took the preset explosion and stuck that in. I can't remember, I don't think I made any changes, I just added reverb and compression. And then we've got this tom sound. So I grabbed this FLS drums and then changed it a bit. But yeah, similar thing, pitch, envelope, noise. You do have this mix in here, which I think, like I said before, I think it's just a sine wave. So you've got this kind of... and voice variation on filter and envelope. In unison. Cool. Okay, so we've done the ARP. Let's go to the next bit, which is just this pad. Just a little bit at the beginning. It does this bit. Later on, when the chords come in, it's... So based on the Stratosphere. So most of these are based on presets. I changed a bit, except for the first few sounds, like the bass and the ARP sound. Yeah, fairly simple. Saws and pulse, slow attack, pad sound, reverb and such. So the other important sound is the bass. So the bass, yeah, I just used this brass lead and then changed it a bit, changing the filter envelope to get that kind of short decay. I mean, yeah, I liked it there, but you can get that kind of fatter sound I really like with the cutoff down. And then we'll move to the leads. So got this key sound based on the Wurlitz Xer. Not a realistic Wurlitzer, but it kind of gives that vibe in the track. But, you know, uses the 24 dB filter, which isn't in the original OB-X. Just put it there, and then pulse waves. And I've got this kind of square octave thing, which you can hear is going through delay and such. And that's the first section. Then after the explosion-y toms, I just had this kind of, I was going for an orchestral maneuvers in the dark kind of sound, and came up with this lead here. So this takes advantage of the stereo voicing and long releases. And so I'm using the keys, so the higher notes, the cutoff's higher. And yeah, pulse and saw waves, mainly pulse waves. One's 2 octaves higher than the other. D tune. Yeah, that's pretty much all the sounds. Yeah, so now I'll give my overview. Frankly, I love this synth, especially because it's free. I'd happily pay 150 to 100 for it. Look, it's simple. I reckon it sounds great. I've never played an OB-X, so I'm not sure how close it is to the actual OB-X sound, but I think it's got what I'd want in a vintage vibe synth and sounds better than a lot of the digital hardware synths I've played with, such as the Novation, Mini Nova and stuff like that. I just think it just has these nice sounding oscillators, and then once you throw in some detune and spread and stuff, and then use the filter, it's just fat sounding. And it can't do everything. It's not super versatile, but for these kind of 80s sounds, it does better than a lot of things. I actually think I prefer it to a lot of the sounds in Diva, and it's nowhere near the power hog that Diva and the new Roland plug-outs are. I've got a free trial of them. Hopefully I'll be able to demo them soon, of the new Roland plugins, and I can only put one instance in, where, as you can see, I've got heaps of instances. I think I've got 15 or something, more than that, 16 instances of OB-Xd plus compressors, reverbs, all that, and I'm fine. Put one of these Roland plugins and I'm out. So efficient coding and still sounds great. And obviously if I put down the voices, I'd be able to run even more and stuff like that. So yeah, so happy with it. So go grab it. I don't see any reason you shouldn't, unless you don't have a compatible DAW. I think it has AU, VST. Not sure about Pro Tools, AAX. But yeah, if you can run it, at least has VST. Grab it, 64-bit. You know, it's free, comes with heaps of different sounds in the banks. I'm not sure if you can download more. I don't know exactly how you can save them in their format. But yeah, I would straight away get it. So thanks for another free plugin Friday. This is my first one in a couple of years. I'm going to be trying to get them at least every second Friday. I hope to probably do it, once a week would be great. I mean, there's so many free plugins I use, anything from guitar amps to synths to EQs that are just awesome. I mean, not all of them are 64-bit, but like I use 32-bit ones in my 64-bit projects, just using Cubase's bridge. I mean, sometimes it crashes, but I like the sound of them enough that they're worth putting in, my sessions, especially the synths, like the called, I can't remember. Got a few of them. Got to find them. If I go look now, you've got these guys. So he has a Odyssey. It's not as good as this one. Not an Odyssey. That's an ARP Odyssey. He has an OB-X, I think, somewhere. But yeah, ARP Odyssey. There's the Pro 3052, Prophet 5, Pro 52. Thinking of the Native Instruments plugin, and Prophet Pro 1, yeah. Sequential Electronics Pro 1. A few other ones, and yeah, there's the Pro 52 there. So I still use them. There's also like Dext, which is a DX7. I have used it a little bit, so I might have that in a couple of weeks. But yeah, so keep tuned for some more free plugin Fridays. Some of them might be synths, some of them might be EQs, compressors, guitar amps, all kinds of things. And if there's a free plugin you guys think I need to try out and show everyone that you love, just let me know in the comments. I'll check it out, especially if it's 64-bit. So thanks. See you next time.